the glory that today is the 26th of June 2025, that peace has finally returned to the state. We all agreed to work together with the governor, and the governor also agreed to work together with all of us.
On paper, there was peace. The power struggle between Wike and Fubara is not just a clash of egos. It is the latest chapter in the long, complicated political history of Rivers State, one of Nigeria's wealthiest and most volatile regions. Today, we're going to dive deep into the real world in Rivers State, filled with ego, oil money, federal power, 2027 ambitions, drama, and one very busy private jet that keeps going back and forth between Abuja and Port Harcourt.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
We're going to start with the peace deal that the Godfather himself brokered between the latest WWE wrestlers in Rivers State. According to the 8-point agreement Fubara had to sign to restore peace in Rivers State, one major clause was that he must recognize Mati Anwahole as Speaker of the House, the same guy who tried to impeach him in 2023. Along with 27 defected lawmakers, he must reappoint Wike's loyal commissioners, represent his budget to the full assembly, and shut down his government house parliament. In short, he was asked to just chill. So what does this mean for Rivers State? Well, it means that Minister Wike is not ready to give up on his marriage to Rivers State just yet. But to be honest, most people saw that handshake for what it really was, a ceasefire, not a peace deal. Politics anywhere in the world is one long drawn-out Game of Thrones episode, with everyone doing something for something. Even the Godfather himself is not playing part-time marriage counselor for nothing. For Christ's sake, he needs Wike's backing to lock in the South-South vote for his 2027 run. And if Fubara goes rogue, Tinubu loses this leverage. And Wike, on the other hand, doesn't want his 8 years of planting loyalists to go in vain either. Fubara was supposed to be the continuity plan. He was never meant to be a governor who would have his own autonomy, aka sprout wings overnight. He was supposed to be the soft-spoken accountant general, zero drama, perfect loyal guy with CEO energy. And, mark my words, if Wike regains full control of Rivers State, Fubara will be relegated to the same political corner where Obaseki now sits in Edo. Technically still relevant, but strategically isolated, barely calling any shots, and largely ignored by the big boys in Nigeria politics. Remember, 2027 is not far, and if Tinubu's northern support gets shaky, and let's be honest, it probably will, guess who suddenly becomes very useful as a southern power broker? Exactly, minister turned kingmaker Wike himself. But there's a plot twist. Okay, now let's give Governor Siminalayi of Fubara some points in his race to piss off Wike so far. He has had some liver. Let's see.
Select your champion. Fight.
He dissolved Wike's cabinet and appointed his own people. He launched direct infrastructural contracts without political middlemen. He scrapped consultant-led revenue systems. Some say Wike's cronies were benefiting from those, but let's give him that. He started pushing for open governance and he simplified payroll systems. And for the first time in a very long time, civil servants in Rivers State started getting paid on time. So while Wike was busy polishing Abuja with his flashy PRO project and bulldozing small businesses along the way, Fubara was quietly pushing for administrative transparency back home in Rivers State. Look, nobody really knows a Nigerian politician until the second term, but if you ask me, Fubara may have considered this battle just to regroup for the real war. And trust me, there is no shortage of Wike frenemies he could ally with. Again, if you ask me, Fubara conceding in the meantime was a brave thing, even if it is just for a short term, at least for peace in Rivers State.
Game over.
This isn't over. Rivers State is at a crossroad. So what do you think? Should Fubara cut the umbilical cord? Will Tinubu's gambit pay off, securing Rivers for 2027? Or will this backfire and deepen distrust in federal versus state power? Drop your thoughts, your theories, your memes, everything in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.